Okay, so Blood Bowl news. On the one hand, not a lot has changed since the last episode came out because it's been 3 days, kind of technically, but there's a few things for us to cover anyway. First of all, before we go any further, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone out there who supports the show, either buying the merch, subscribing to the channel, liking, or by our superior Patreons. We've had a few new people join us in the last kind of period as well. We've got Glenn Reed, Jack Waller, Adam Wilcox, Tom Rolfe, LePilf, Nicholas Dunlop, Tim, Justin McDonald, NHAP1, Florian, Dwayne Braswell, Matthew Kerrigan, Nicolo, Marco Piedena, Tim M, Chuck Crawford, Victor Hansen, Blake Miller, Trevor Craig, Benedict Simon, and Liam DWL. Massive thank you for joining the crew. It just means we can do the things that we do. And the things that we do are run some pretty great Blood Bowl events. I think they're pretty great.
I think so.
I think we get pretty good feedback, and the days are so much fun. And we've got 3 more tournaments this year, which is pretty sweet. And the next one is in 86 days and 12 hours from the point at which we are recording then. And that is going to be...
Gonna come around quick.
Yeah,
it's almost over.
Dude, NFL season starts. Like, the preseason starts in just a couple of weeks. I couldn't believe it. Like, I need football. Every Sunday, I'll be having a really lovely day. Like, Tiff works 1 in 4 Sundays, so that means 3 Sundays out of the month. I'll be like, really happy. We'll be having a really lovely day. We'll be on like a day out or something. And then all of a sudden, I'll just get hit by this significant grief and realization that come 6 o'clock, I'm going to have nothing to watch. Like, it's weird. Like, it gets worse every year as well. Because I have this like 1,000-yard look, like 1,000-yard stare, and Tiff will be like, you just remember there's no football. I was like, yeah, I have. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. But there is always Blood Bowl. And on the 22nd and 23rd of October, we've got an 11s tournament and then a 7s tournament on the Sunday. And this is going to be in Hampshire. This is going to be in Southampton. Like, all of our events we run at Bournemouth International Centre, the BIC, or in Toyment, which is Poole, which is even lefter. This one is more rightwards because it is Southampton. So if you are... yeah. It's a different kind of area. So if you're Portsmouth and further, or up like Winchester, Salisbury, or whatever, it's a really good opportunity to come and play some awesome Blood Bowl. And I think something like 40 or 50 tickets have been sold now. So it's starting to get up. We've got the first batch of loot coming. I know we're probably going to do the same thing we do with prizes normally, but thanks to Grebo, we've already got a couple of nice, tasty bits of prize to give away as well. So it's going to be really cool. And we're working on our kind of media presence on the day. I don't know if we're going to be able to stream games, but we're going to see because I want to.
And, something is in the works. This is really exciting.
Yeah, we've got some new kit, and we've got 80 days to figure it out, which is great for us because that is longer than 7 minutes before recording the podcast. So I figure we can sort that out. Anyway, tickets are on sale for that event in Toyment, and then we've got another event. So that's October the 22nd and 23rd, 11s and 7s. You can come to one, come to both, whatever works for you. Then it's going to be mixed team madness and Dungeon Bowl team madness and ordinary human, like normal team madness as well, which is going to be Bonehead Bowl, which is going to be back in Dorset in Toyment in Poole. I love the venue. I know I mentioned it last time, but like the fact you can just scan the QR code and like Carl will just appear out of nowhere and bring you tea and pizza. Like, it's just the best. It's
a really cool place to play, in the shops also. So
the shop is dangerous.
Like, leave your card at home and
yeah. That's a month afterwards. That's on Saturday, the 26th of November. So if you're thinking you want a Blood Bowl fix just before Christmas, then do come down to that. You'll be playing some teams that you will not play the same game twice.
I love this event. This is always like the best one, in my opinion. I mean, they're all great, but just having the mixed teams here is
it's mental.
You see some like really broken combos.
Yeah,
and it's so good.
I'm even more confident that if we can stream October, we can probably stream November, but we'll see. No promises, but we've got 3 months. I think we can do this. We've got 4 months.
No excuses.
Yeah, I know, right? No excuses at all. So Bonehead Bowl is Saturday the 26th of November. South Coast Autumn is Saturday the 22nd of October, which is 11s, and the 23rd is 7s. So if you want to play 11s, we've got a tournament for you. If you want to play 7s, we've got a tournament for you. If you want to play 11s using a Dungeon Bowl team, we've got a tournament for you. And then it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be January, where everyone's poor anyway, and then it's going to be February, where we're back with Beachhead. But we've got a little bit of time before talking about that. So yes, tournaments. Come play Blood Bowl with us. We love it. Now, there is a couple of Kickstarters. One Kickstarter to talk about today, which is the Charlie Victor Thick Skull Fantasy Football Carry Cases. Have you checked out the Kickstarter for this yet?
Well, I haven't. I didn't realize it had launched.
Yes. And we have preview copies.
Oh, didn't know that.
They are insane, dude.
They're huge.
This is the smaller one. Like,
okay.
They are suitcases.
Oh no, okay, sorry. I think it was the angle. It looked like a briefcase. Like
it is a briefcase. It's like a briefcase.
Oh really?
Size. Yeah, you can fit your pitch in there. You've got your whole team. It comes with it's Charlie
cool.
Victor. It's amazing. Like
it's quality. Charlie Victor is like premium.
Unnecessarily good quality. I think it's probably the best way to say it. Now, I had a chat with Duncan earlier today, and he was like, because we've done a preview video for the Kickstarter, and he was like, Ben, please, have I just opened the help page? Did I mash F1?
I was wondering where you're going with that.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. He was like, yeah, please let people know that I probably won't be stocking these after the Kickstarter. And having seen the box that contained just 2 of them, it makes a lot of sense. He was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to maintain any stock. So if you are in the market for what has to probably be described as the ultimate Blood Bowl carry case, then you need to jump on the Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter's absolutely smashing it. 43 grand against target 8,000. 344 people have backed it already. There's 21 days to go now, so it's wrapping up on Thursday, 18th of August. So if you're listening to this pod, we'll probably be talking about it on another video, and we'll definitely be talking about it on another podcast before then. So if you want something like this, this is the time. Price-wise, it's Charlie Victor, so it's not cheap, but it's the kind of thing. Yeah, it's the thing you need one of. So the thick skull case, which is the one I was just waving around, because the extra large one I wouldn't be able to wave around in front of the camera. Well, with the podcast setup, I had to put the overhead mic, the overhead camera on a higher setting. £69 for the thick skull. That one there, which has got a whole tray where you can fit a bunch of big guys in. You can basically fit 2 teams in there if you're clever about it. We use the cheap Tabletop Titan one, Tabletop Tyrant, don't we? And you kind of have to mash stuff in there, and you kind of make it work. But actually, for 70 quid, you get enough for a team. You get everything.
Yeah, this is
with it.
This is really nice. Things just fit. And it's made for. But it's made.
I was really surprised by how tough it is. It feels like a suitcase. It's solid. I
think of the World Cup.
Oh mate, it's
traveling in the World Cup.
It's perfect for the World Cup. £79. I would recommend getting the XL. It is bigger. Did you take it on a plane? Yeah, you could take it on a plane. It is bigger, but the fact is you've got so much more space, so you can have absolutely everything in it. And for £10, it's just worth getting the even bigger one, because then you can definitely fit your 2 teams. You've got your pitch, you've got your books, it even comes with flipping dice cups, so it's just all geared out. It's outrageous. I couldn't believe it.
Dice cups come with?
Well, my one did. I don't know if that's just part of the
promo.
It might have been.
Thick skull.
Yeah, you see,
foam there comes with, and a surprise gift.
Dice cups and pens not included. Okay, so those dice cups aren't included. But anyway, the fact is, you've got space there for your dice cups, and it's just awesome. I'm really impressed. And £80 is a lot of money, but if you are a Blood Bowl player that likes to go to tournaments, you've probably spent way more than £80 on your teams. For example, if you'd backed a Punga Kickstarter, how how much do you think that would put you back?
Yeah. Especially if VAT isn't included. We'll have a video on that soon. Don't you worry.
Yeah, so I expected great things from Charlie Victor, because everything we've seen of theirs has just been top notch. But this is something else. They just keep coming out with really useful things. I know it feels like I'm shilling, but I'm really not. This is just something that is just.
We're more fawning.
Dude, it's just good. It's just straight up very, very good. We do show stuff off on the podcast. We get to see stuff, and if we really love it, we really talk about it. If we don't like it, we tend to just be very British and don't mention it on the show. But this is just filthy good, to be honest. So I'm really impressed. Really impressed. You got 3 weeks left.
I actually want to see it.
I'll pop your. I know because your team's all magnetized, isn't it? Anyway, there's a bunch of different stuff. There's as add-ons. You've got Dungeon Bowl adapters and stuff. It's just really well done. So link is below, and we'll have a video coming out in the next few days, probably over the weekend, because I need to edit it. I'll edit it tomorrow when I'm back from Basingstoke, and then I'll clear it with Duncan. So yeah, probably Friday or Saturday. So by the time this podcast's out, the video's already gone live. But yeah, as for Kickstarters, that is it for now. There are some really cool Patreon teams coming out if you're an STL head, but we'll do print to pitch videos for those. My printer's playing up again, which is aggravating. I don't know why. I've just re-leveled it and cleaned it, and it's got a print on the go at the moment. So I keep getting like flat bits, and it's really aggravating. I'm like, oh yeah, it's printed, and then I'll realise that half the model underneath has just popped through a Stargate and been cut in half.
It's bound to happen. You've had such a good run.
Yeah.
Like you've had a flawless like print back to back. You've been printing like a machine. Now it's
yeah. It's because I went on holiday. I came back and the printer's like, "Oh, this is fun. I can chill out now." No, you can't. I
haven't opened mine since the heat wave. I'm worried.
I think that's what did it.
Maybe
it was printing before. I probably should just get rid of the resin and try new resin. I think the appropriate thing to do would be to get a new resin vat tray.
Stop. Repair the ones you have.
I went through my accounts for the last few months, and I've only bought 2 in the last 3 months, so it's good. But I realised I must have spent about £300 worth of resin since April.
That's crazy.
I know. I was like, and another resin. I don't know, just using it, printing it. To be fair, the dungeon took a lot of resin.
Yeah, that is.
Don't know if I would recommend printing a dungeon in resin. I don't know. It was like £75 for 3 bottles of resin, and that did the dungeon and some teams. That's
not bad at all. If it was like in the days before 3D printing, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Like if you picture it like that, it's like, oh, you can have a whole dungeon and some teams, 35 quid.
Yeah, done.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Anyway, there is a little bit of Games Workshop news, and this is what I really want to get your thoughts on, Bet. So we haven't really spoken about the Amazon team on the show. That's not fair. We did. It was just horrific. So we've got the Amazon release. We're going to start with the newest bit of news because we haven't talked really about it on the podcast. And this is the new star player, whose name I really struggle with. I even Googled how to pronounce it earlier, and it wasn't helpful. So Estelle Levenot. I'm just going to commit to Britishness here, where we just pronounce things with Anyway, Estelle Monge 2 is the new star player for Amazon's, and do you want to start? Do you want to take this one away?
This is a weird one, isn't it? This is a weird one.
That's very polite.
Yeah, I think it's probably the weakest Blood Bowl model that Games Workshop has made, at least in recent time. I think the model is cool. I just nothing about it for me is Blood Bowl. I think it's like a cool model that would be like great as like
if this is like Malifaux or something.
Malifaux. Something with like that kind of like theme of like kind of like weird like it's not so much about like the witch. It's just like there is so much going on this character who doesn't look like a star player. You know what I mean? Like this is a star player. Why? What makes this person a star player? So impressive in guard? Why?
All right. So there is a cool fluffy element to it. The idea is that she's a hermit living in the jungle. She's basically a swamp Disney princess villain, and which is fine. And to protect Lustria somehow, she's a witch that has loads of frog friends. We don't understand what. I don't think the frog friends are really explained. And she's taken to the Blood Bowl pitch to protect her home. But again, she's decided the best way to protect her home is to rise to Blood Bowl stardom.
And it even says for reasons known only to her.
Yeah.
Like, such weak lore. Which is a shame, because I think the model is fantastic in terms of like an artistic standpoint. It looks like Moonstone. I think that's what it is. This looks like it could be in like Moonstone. Like the sort of style and like the whimsical nature of it, and like the proportions are awesome. Whoever sculpted this is very, very talented.
The proportions, the individual like technical sculpting is really, really good. And to be fair, the technical painting is really good. The shading on the on the shoulder frog is excellent. But there's just a vibe about this model that like you've called it. Actually, you've got it right. This doesn't feel in any way, shape, or form like a Blood Bowl model. Like it's got the Amazon armor, but other than that, I inadvertently described her as the Blood Bowl Karen because I thought she's got the like to describe the pose. It's she's walking to find the manager. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. So this is like that weird shopping cart lady that wants to come and complain because you're out of stock of her favorite bootleg moonshine. Like this is something that I've had to contend with in my historic career. But I think I also said that she looks like she smells, which I think is again a testament to the paint job and everything, and the fact that she's this weird swamp.
Yeah.
Which, anyway, not what I was expecting. It will be a great canvas for painting. Like you can see that because, like you said, it's a very well executed model. Oh my god, it's stylized. There we go.
There you go.
It's very stylized.
I think it's the first one we've had for Games Workshop. I like.
It is more cartoony than Games Workshop models.
Like Scylla is pretty stylized, but I think Scylla works. Scylla looks like he's in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, Scylla and Max are very they are cartoony, but they're cartoony
they capture the vibe of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, right? They're cartoony like 2000 AD cartoony.
It's metal, isn't it?
Yeah, this is cartoony like Maleficent, you know?
Yeah, whimsical fantasy.
Whimsical Disney.
Yeah.
All right. What about the rule set for her? Her skills include Disturbing Presence and Guard, which combined with an Amazonian level of agility make her a great supporting player. So first of all, Amazonian level of agility, Ben. What do you think?
The second time they said this.
It is.
Getting ad.
Are they going to land at Edge too? Is that what's happening?
I don't think that they might make a couple, but we'll talk about the team in a second. They don't particularly look at it.
I think that's just basic editing. Like they mean because of dodge. So I think this player looks strength 3, likely to have dodge, guard, disturbing presence. Okay, so having guard is really useful on an Amazon team. A strength 3 player with no combat skills with guard is likely to just get punched in the face. I think there's definitely a bit of a vulnerability, but really cool special power. So before adding her stranger powers into the mix, using esoteric lore from deep within the swamps, Estelle can place a baleful hex on an opposing player at a critical moment, potentially removing them from the game for a turn. So she's got a special ability, Baleful Hex. Once per game, at the beginning of Estelle's activation, choose an opposition player within 5 squares, which is for huge, right? That's like the entire middle of the pitch. On a 2+, that player loses their tackle zone and cannot be activated until the end of the opposition's next team turn.
Wow, that's crazy. There's like a super hypno gaze at range at the start.
Yeah, this is basically the College of Life spell.
Yeah, it is actually. Although a better use because you could benefit on yours, and it also happens till the end of their next.
Yeah, and it's right? When she activates anybody within 5 squares, basically a 2+, they skip their next turn. So
and she can waltz on in a stride, pick up all those tackle zones with her guard, and then you go and take the power.
That's it. Someone did say like this is going to be. I think you were alluding to it there with Hypno Gaze. They're like, you know what, 2+, remove the corner of the cage or whatever. She walks in, puts guard on the edge or whatever, and you just blitz someone off or whatever, and just it can be really good. The most obvious thing here is no, go for it.
I think you were going to say it. No, I was going to say the ball carrier on like turn 8.
Yeah, this is no, it's a really difficult one because like that is just
that seems OP.
That will be unfun. Like that will be playing against a blue mage, playing against Deathwatch and 40k. This is like your turn means nothing now. Like, LOL, on a 2+, you just don't score. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. But it is once per game, and if you're going into your turn 8 needing your ball carrier to activate, you just had 8 turns to take this girl out. So
Awesome.
I think it's player roundable. Like, we saw Thorson for the Norse team, right? And we were like, oh, the barrel ability, like, that could be amazing. This is going to be really good. When it got to the pitch, it was just so easy to play around. And the same with Ivar. Like, and Ivar's got 5 range. But this will be once per game. It will have a massive effect. It will probably allow you to score or stop your opponent from scoring.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much?
I think it entirely depends on our cost. I think the fact you've got a Sterling Presence card and we can assume dodge, like, it's not a huge skill package on a star, but you might be quite cheap, and assuming strength 3. So yeah, if she's cheap enough, I think it's probably worth taking, because even as you say, to put the stress on your opponent of like, I need to play around, and like they might have to position in ways they normally wouldn't position, maybe a bit less safe, or maybe just in a way they're not comfortable playing because they're just thinking about, well, if they stop me, if they use this ability
I've got
now,
to hurry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time. Definitely. Now, I I don't think she'll be cheap. I think she'll be 200.
Yeah.
And the kind of thought about the cost of that, like, that's basically a spell, right? That's a wizard. That's a College of Life spell. That's kind of probably worth 100k. Like, if there was an inducement that was 150k on a 2+, you bonehead an opponent for a turn, that would be probably the most used spell in the game.
Yeah.
So actually, if she comes in at 200, 210, maybe even more, actually, you're buying a wizard that comes with a strength 3 dodge guard piece as well.
Mm.
The problem is getting to that kind of 200, 250 inducement level is a bit rubbish.
I don't know if it's for Amazons, though. Amazons can end up taking inducement fairly often, right?
Because they don't need anything. Yeah, old Amazons.
Yeah, players are cheap, then they die. So
yeah, so it could be interesting. Could be a really important star player. Now let's talk about the team, Ben. We haven't seen the rules yet. I had a prediction of the timeline of release, so I kind of, what we saw from the Norse team was that when they reveal their second star player, pre-order is announced the following weekend. So we could be dropping this podcast on a Friday for our patrons, a Saturday for everybody else, and tomorrow the Amazons could be like previewed. But I mean, what do you think to the team itself?
Okay, I think again the team is superbly sculpted. The proportions are excellent. I think Games Workshop has a bit of a reputation for like modeling females, especially like the face. I think they've nailed it here. I think they look really good. Some of the best female sculpts Games Workshop have done. The paint job on them is also really awesome. Now, this is where I might rant a little bit. I don't like. Think it's my least favorite team Games Workshop has made, which is a real shame because I was really looking forward to seeing this taken Amazons, and I think that's why I don't like them, because I'm really disappointed. And I know that sounds really like entitled, but it's just like I was expecting so much. I was expecting greatness. There is a team that, like, especially after you see the level of detail that they've made for like Warcry warbands, where they've captured just so much like character of where they're from in the team, and it's like cohesive across the team, but they all look so unique. That's so missing. Like, these look like really good infantry for an army, like a battle. But that's not really what you want in like a blood book. So, yeah,
it's weird. Like, it's all technically fine. Like, you're right. The sculpts are as classy an Amazon team as I've seen, apart from maybe the Black Scorpion ones, but that's because they've kind of got like a Wonder Woman Amazonian, not Amazonian, but like a Greek kind of vibe. I really like it. this is fine. Like the proportions, they look believable. People like that's excellent. The paint job is nice. It's fine, but they're missing. It just I don't know, and I think you may have called it actually. Like Norse was a great team that had a lot of interesting things to it, and they spiced it up, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Amazons, which no disrespect to Amazon players, it's a tough team to play. Like it's a really good learning team for positioning and for it's a great team if you're up for the consistency challenge. But for a new player or for a player looking for a new challenge or something like that, there's nothing interesting in the team. It's just like I can take this team and I can be very disciplined and make it into the same Amazon team as everybody else's, which is 4 Blodge Guard, and then a whole bunch of line women that get Blodge.
Yeah.
And maybe I take a thrower in a tournament just to take leader, but I don't need it because I'm not throwing, because I'm just going to be blodging and guarding everywhere. Well, this was a great opportunity for them to be like, right, okay, and now there's a Croxagore, or actually they get this little weird frog player, because Norse had tons of character, didn't need anything, and they got beer balls. They went hard on the detail.
Valkyries.
Yeah, and hard on the theme. We haven't seen the full rules yet, to be fair, but so far it's like okay, they've added the blocker, and the blocker's got like claws, so could be a claw player, and the blitzer maybe something different. So there's a possibility here that the team's going to be different. I just I'm not as excited about it as I thought I would be. I think that's
I think I identified what I feel is missing, and it kind of seems obvious if you look at the model, but like it's like they started sculpting the armor, and it looks really ornate up at the top, and then it kind of just stopped, and then like the whole lower half is empty, and I feel like it just had like matched knee pads to match the shoulders and shoes.
Where's the shin pads? Like, where's
I just love this so much more. It's just so like unfinished. It feels like it's like they were going to sculpt more armor. They had the body like template, and they just said, right, now we got to ship this team now. It's like the weekend reveal, whatever. Like we've got to get this out, and they were just like, "I'll find be bare feet," which some people might love.
Now, there's still a lot of this release that we haven't seen. Like we haven't even seen like the ball token. We haven't seen the team marker, and we haven't seen the pitch or the spike cover or the 3rd star player. So there's still time for them to surprise us. Now, don't get me wrong. If they drop this team, there is a new positional. They've lost the catcher. The team is going to be slightly different, and that's awesome because that actually does mean that there is going to be some exploration here. Like we are going to have to try and learn this new team, and it's going to bring a great new challenge to play against and to play with, and those people who love playing Amazons of old. Hopefully the roster will still be something that they want to play, and everyone who's played against Amazons, hopefully it'll be something different that you'll want to play against. But they have released another star that we have seen before, which was Boa Constrictor Ben. This, like the Amazon team dropped on the Sunday, and we were like, ooh, they haven't changed a lot. This is interesting. And then boom, next day, released this Snake Man star player, a brand new race, sort of like I think there was a Snake Man model on a Chaos Renegade, or on like a Chaos team, and Snake Men have been around, but not really included in Blood Bowl in a lot of living memory. To be fair,
Before I existed, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think I might be like a few months older than Blood Bowl. That's about it. But I love the Snake character, and I love the fact that Fanath already got a model out. Like,
and it's spectacular.
And it's an STL model as well, which I thought was awesome. What do you reckon to Boa? Boa Constrictor.
I think Boa's really cool. Right, okay, so this is, and I don't know if it helps that the body is a snake, but it's already like visually more interesting, like below. But like, I just feel like this is what it was kind of lacking, was kind of like that, like even like adding the feathers and like that. Anyway, I'll talk more. I think this is I actually really like this model. I want more of these. I want more snake people. I know like Dwarves of King have them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I want a Snake Man team now because
Is there a secret team for Snake Man team?
There is a secret team for
Okay.
Snake Man team, and we did say we were going to start hitting up the Fumble Special like Secret League soon. I love this. I love seeing races underrepresented. So I loved it when they brought the Zote back. I loved it in Cursed City 40k where they brought the Amble back.
Yeah,
it's just so cool when they just dip into the lore and kind of explore bits. Like, and there's a lot that they're kind of doing that in bits and pieces with Blood Bowl at the moment, and I think it's amazing because it's just like there's so much design space for them to go to. Like, they can drop a Dryad team, they can drop a Slanesh team, a Squig team, a Snake Man team. They can do what they want, and it's so good to see them like splashing out a bit. So I love this. The Games Workshop model it's cool. Like, that looks like it would be great fun to paint.
Yeah, I think this is like just sort of like simplistic. Like, this is like good. I feel like the Amazon team.
No, your audio dropped then, very little bit.
Oh, yeah, but I spoke quietly as to not offend too many people. I've probably done it too much so fast.
No, it's cool. Right. So, as for the Amazons, what's your guess on pre-order Sunday? Which Sunday are they going to announce it?
Oh, I think we've got a couple more yet.
You reckon we got a couple more?
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be middle.
So if they announce it this Sunday on the 31st, that means pre-orders go live on the 6th and the team will come out on the 13th. So
I don't know. Maybe. What was the Norse? I'm like.
It should be. I think the Norse. I think we're already a week behind Norse.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because of the war cry. But I think it was because Norse landed. They did the preview. The following Monday they did a star. The next Monday they did another star. Then the Sunday they did the team preview, and then they dropped it. We had a different Monday in between, so we're one Monday behind. So this is why I reckon. It's funny because I dropped a video on Monday morning being like, I reckon 25th we'll have a star player, and then Sunday the 31st we'll have the pre-order announcement. Monday the 25th, Old Swamp Cruella landed, and then so I don't know. I reckon they're going to push it. I reckon they're going to just lump it out. But Trips has pointed out that I think the Warcry one is a 2-weeker. So
yeah, it's a big old boy.
So maybe not. I don't know. It'll be interesting. So I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna say, boom, Sunday we're gonna get the preview. We're gonna have a 3rd star player, and we'll find out whether or not they're getting a big guy. And then they're not getting a big guy, but I can still hope. Right, I think we've covered everything for Blood Bowl news, so we'll take a quick break and be right back. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content. We get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead Podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.